Hey there, I'm Sean Smith, Visual Media Developer at Kaarta, and I'm going to walk you through an exciting new feature for Kaarta Cloud that will allow you to visualize your scanned assets within the browser, even on mobile devices. This is a great feature for checking to make sure your processing options work the way you wanted them to, for sharing your results with colleagues, or even producing visual assets from your scans. This video will cover the process of running visualization on a scanned asset, viewing the resulting visualization,
and then I will go through an overview of all the features of the visualization tool. In a separate video, I'll cover all those features in more detail.
Please note that visualization is still very much in development and will continue to be improved upon, so you may find some things not working or some things that don't work the way they should. This version we're working with today is in beta still, so your visualization tool may look a little different when it's released. To get started, I've already uploaded a 1 GB scan here so that we can go through this process. The file's already been subsampled and filtered so that we can get into visualization quickly. When my asset is uploaded, it's placed in the Scanned Assets folder, and we can begin processing it. With the new visualization update, we now have an option under the Process submenu for visualization. These features are still in development and will most likely change when they're released, so this window may look a little different to you when you're able to give it a try. Now, depending on the size of the scan, this process could take anywhere from 5 minutes to a few hours, so I'll come back when it's ready. Okay, now that the visualization is done processing, we get a little pill icon next to the file name that we can click on to open up the visualization in a new tab. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, when I open this scan, you might recognize the name Lombard Street. It's a very famous tourist attraction in San Francisco, known for the brick section of Lombard Street that has 8 hairpin turns. Lombard Street is considered by many to be one of the most crooked streets in the world, and with these visualization tools that I'm about to show you, you can actually put that to the test. Now, the first thing we're faced with is the point cloud on the right-hand side and all of our tools and options on the left-hand side. There are a lot of different features and controls for us to explore in this visualization tool, so let's get started by going through some of the different sections briefly, and then I'll go back and explain them in more detail. The controls are organized into 3 sections: Appearance, Tools, and Scene. In the Appearance panel, we have our controls for the rendering of the point cloud, the camera, the eye dome lighting, our background, our quality, and the minimum node size. Under the Tools panel, we have controls for measurements, for things like angles, distance, and height and area. We also have some clipping tools and some options for those, as well as some navigation and camera options. Now in the Scene panel, we have some export options up top, and the most important part here is the object hierarchy. In order to view the properties for an object, you must select it in the hierarchy, and then the properties for that object will be displayed below. Clicking on a point cloud, for instance, will give you a variety of options that you can use to control the display of the cloud, including options for point size and shape, and also the cloud attribute that is displayed: elevation, RGB, intensity. You can select from this drop down below. You also have the options, depending on the type of attribute you choose, to change the range and sometimes the colors, brightness, and contrast. Before we dive in, let's go over the navigation real quick. In default navigation mode, you can get around the scene by right-clicking and dragging to pan the camera, which on trackpads will be 2 fingers and drag, and on mobile devices will be a 3-finger drag. To rotate the camera, you simply have to click and drag the scene around. This works the same on trackpads and mobile devices. To zoom into a specific spot, you can double-click on any point, and the camera will zoom into that position. You can also use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out, as well as the pinch gesture on most trackpads and mobile phones. Let's just note that mobile navigation may be a little bit different depending on your device and the size of the screen, so we do try to support everything. However, some features may not be available or work that well on a mobile device. Now, we just scratched the surface with all the features in the visualization tool. In the next video, we'll do a deep dive of all those features and you can see them in action. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.